Hello and welcome back to Research Nitty-Gritties. I hope you've been doing well. I hope you've been making progress regarding your reading, writing and thinking. Abosede Jabadini is my name and I'm super excited to be here once again to talk to you about how to advance your research and writing. And particularly today I'll be talking about how to deal with rejection and negative criticisms regarding your writing. Stick around, I'll be right back. So welcome back. The focus is dealing with rejection and negative criticisms in your writing. It can be tough, guys. I won't stay here and pretend that it is not tough when you get negative feedback regarding your writing, and this can be a submission to a journal or proposals to funders or even a chapter in your thesis. It is tough. It is tough because we invest a lot of time. We invest our emotions in our writing. And there's a tendency for us to reflect on our writing or to appropriate the quality of our writing to our person. That is the default. But now we need to embark on a journey that will help us to separate our person from our writing. Being able to separate your person, your personality from your writing would help you in your career as an academic or as a practitioner, because this will help you to reduce the potential to perceive yourself as an imposter in the field. Even the best writers, the best researchers in the world get rejected for their writing. So do know that you are not alone in this business, and this will happen for a long time because there will be different criteria that will be required of you depending on whether you are sending a paper to a journal or you're sending chapters from your thesis to your supervisors, or that you are even applying for funding. There will be different requirements, and there will be times when your submission might not be the best fit, for the particular pool. So get ready to deal with rejection, and I'll be sharing two main tips that I have used over the years, and I hope this helps you. There's a tendency for you to appropriate your writing to your person. This is the default because research requires a lot of reading, thinking and writing, and we invest a lot of emotions in this. And there's a tendency for you to appropriate your ability with the rejection that you get. Stop it. You need to be able to separate your personality or your capabilities from the rejections that you get. What I do is to make sure that I do not go through the rejection letter or email, as the case may be, immediately. You need to be able to give it some time, because reading it immediately might not necessarily translate to you approaching it in the right manner. I take my time and make sure that I've settled in very well, and that I've gone through a very deep thinking process and prepared myself mentally, all right, to have a tough skin to deal with the rejection. And then I deal with the rejection with the mindset of improving. Often, some people, approach rejection from a defensive perspective. I try not to be defensive about my writing or about the issues that have been found regarding my work. I try to approach it from a place of, developing myself professionally and to advance myself, regarding whatever issues that have been, flagged in my submission. So I actually highlight the main points that the reviewers have raised in the submission, and I try as much as possible to work on it, to improve on it. And most of the time, I send the submission back to the journal, and I've come across that some of my submissions have been eventually accepted because I have approached them, I've approached the feedback from a place of professional and personal development. So I try not to be self-defensive. I try to approach it from a place of growth. So that is the very first point. Make sure that you set the rejection feedback aside until such a time that you are ready emotionally and mentally. Unfortunately, many people are not able to provide feedback that would encourage you, to progress in your work. Many people, for many reasons, which could be due to workload or pressure, are not able to sit down and to be, kind in providing feedback. But you cannot rely on people's ability to provide feedback and let that reflect on you, or let that minimize your ability to progress in your career. So do not leave your life to people's ability to care for you. Unfortunately, life is sometimes not fair. Second point would be you being mindful about what you do regarding your writing. Now, what is the motivation regarding your writing? Why are you writing? Are you writing because of a rat race that you are on? You need to be able to stop, think, and calibrate. Why are you doing what you're doing? I've seen that because of the pressure in academia, particularly, early career researchers are prone to being overwhelmed with the workload in such a way that they actually lose touch with the reason why they are doing what they are doing. I do my work because I'm passionate about my research area. I work around corporate social responsibility, corporate governance, and how this can enhance social development, and how this can enhance sustainability generally, business ethics in particular. I'm passionate about this, and I go about developing myself, looking for information that would help me advance my career, that will help me advance my research interest. And I look for new ways of innovating and being creative about the recommendations that I make and the problems that I identify as I move on in my work. So this is what motivates my writing. And I want people, I want the end users, businesses, I want public and private sector to develop their capacity to be socially responsible, to develop their capacity for ethical responsibility, and generally speaking, to develop the capacity of individuals to be more ethical in their behavior in such a way that there is sustainability in everything that you do, socially, economically, and environmentally. So I am passionate about bringing about a solution to the problems of the world. That is the core, that is the backbone of my passion. And if you are passionate about this, you will want your work to be out there. So you need to be able to check with yourself, why are you doing what you're doing? And the motivation behind what you're doing would influence how you approach feedback. It would influence how you would let feedback hit you so hard that you'll not be able to progress or even, carry on with your writing or reading. So you need to be able to make, that decision mentally where you calibrate and touch base on the reasons why you are doing what you are doing. And this leads to mindfulness. Mindfulness in the research process. Mindfulness in your reading, in your thinking, your writing, and your motivations. Because the emotions that you carry would, of course, be reflected in your writing. So the second point is to be mindful regarding the motivations behind your reading and writing. The first point was to be able to separate your personality from the feedback that you get, which is you waiting until such a time that you are mentally and emotionally ready to deal with rejections. And the second one is you being mindful about the motivation for your writing, because the motivation for your writing would influence your approach to negative feedback and rejection. I wish you the very best, and I hope you are mindful enough, in your reading and writing. I wish you the very best as you carry on in your career. Research can be very, very overwhelming. It can be very intimidating, but you need to have a very, very tough mind. You need to have thick skin in order to deal with the challenges that will come your way. Until next time, take care of yourself and bye for now.